Okay, so welcome to our welcome and walkthrough for February the 4th, 2019. And I'm really grateful to have so many people here today. And I know there were a lot of people that couldn't be here as well, so we are recording this for them. And I do have some of their questions here as well to make sure that we get to. And so a lot of the time through this, I'm going to be sharing our screen. So that you can see the membership site for the whole time. And as I said before we started the recording, just feel free to ask questions at any point, okay? So let's start by looking at the membership site right away. Okay, so can you all see the membership community?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this is what you see when you log in, the dashboard. The pages, the main kind of springboard off the dashboard. And all of a sudden I'm burning up with heat. Yeah, that candle's kind of going crazy too. Okay, actually, you know what? Before we do this, the most important thing, well, I'm going to show you where to do this in our community, and then we'll come back to you. You know, the most important thing in our community is the community, and I think you'll find that this is something that's, I believe, different from other communities that you'll join, is that we really do get to know each other in our community, and I do get to know you, and we develop relationships with each other in our community. And so the first point of contact where we do that in our community is when you click on the community, there's the start here, and then there's the introduce yourself section. And so if you haven't already done this, and I think pretty much all of you here have, but if you haven't, then Donna, you haven't?
I haven't.
Okay. You haven't either, Barbara?
No. Me neither.
Okay. So
I guess I better.
I guess you better.
Yep.
If you haven't already done this, then you're going to introduce yourself. You know, these things can be kind of weird. Like, what do I say about myself? I always feel awkward in these situations. Like, what should I say about myself? So we have some questions at the beginning. You know, what was your first experience with yoga? What's your favorite yoga pose? What do you avoid the most? Because, you know, we want to get to know you. And just press start a new post here. And you can say, hi, I'm, and then your name. You know what? I'll just do this right now. And everybody will think that's kind of funny. I'm Melissa. So my first yoga experience was it was with DVD, it was probably with VHS tapes. So not kind of surprising that I became a video teacher, because I used those VHS tapes.
Wow.
And Rodney.
Oh, I remember him.
Yeah, remember him with the ponytail?
Yeah.
Rodney was a tough teacher. All those down dogs.
That's right.
Yeah. Remember that?
Yes.
And but my first in-person experience was at a Stinky Dojo. Do you remember like those martial arts studios?
Right.
Oh my gosh. And I remember I had to pee so bad. Like my kid really got a good plan. And afterwards, did you guys notice my voice was about 2 octaves lower? Did you guys notice, like, from when I first started teaching to now, my voice is like quite a bit different?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's changed a lot. My favorite yoga pose is Shavasana.
I like it.
My least favorite yoga pose is, which one do I avoid the most? Frog pose. I hate that pose. I hate frog.
Wow. That surprises me.
Really? Why? Do you
Yes.
like frog pose, Barbara?
I like it. Yeah.
Yes, so do I. Crow. I'm avoiding crow.
Oh, yeah. Crow is a close
Crow.
second. Any
Crow's
arm
my
balance,
first.
really.
Mhm.
Okay. I am happy to be here.
We're happy to have you.
Please don't kick me out. Okay, and you can put little emojis in these. I'll put a little emoji in. That's
Oh,
cool.
so sophisticated.
Yes, very funny. Okay, and then when you're done, you just submit the topic.
Okay.
And that's it. And
Easy
then,
peasy.
yep, that's easy. And you can do that.
Yeah, should.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get to hear the funniest introduction to me was their first yoga experience was with her first yoga teacher had a beehive, and she used to do headstands with her beehive. To me, the one that stands out to me. Yeah, she would go into her headstands, and then she'd come back out, and up would pop the beehive again. That was the best introduction I've heard. Still.
Whoa.
Yeah, pretty good,
Hard
right?
to beat. Hard to beat that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So why don't we just go around quickly now, because I really do. I want to get to know you guys, and just why don't you let me know? Let's do first yoga experience. That's always fun. So your name, where you're from, and your first yoga experience. That would be great. And why you're here. What you would like to know today.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Barbara, you go first. I'll call names.
Okay. My name's Barbara Salmi. I presently live in Las Cruces, New Mexico, moving to Colorado Springs. My first yoga experience actually was brought to me by my daughter, who started my whole experience. And I loved it. She ended up quitting because it was too boring for her, too slow, too this, too that. And I kept going, and I've been doing it since about, I would say, 1990. Off and on, I had illness or something once in a while, but couldn't do it. But pretty steady since about 1990. I had a great teacher. She came to my house for an hour a week, and that's how I got started.
That's awesome. Thanks, Barbara.
Mm-hmm.
Autumn.
Well, at the time it was around 85, and I was in Pittsburgh, and you couldn't find a yoga class anywhere. So I called around, and I found one at a dance studio, but then it didn't start until like a couple of months later. So finally, by word of mouth, I found out about this Indian man who had classes at his home, and I went, and he would be behind this partition, and he would never ever say anything.
No.
He would do the same class every single time, and I took classes from him 2 times a week for about 10 years. He never ever did anything. The same exact class, no instruction. But I had looked in books, so I knew he would say shoulder stand, and then we'd all do the shoulder stand. Twist, and we'd all do the twist. So then, one day there was a sign on the door, and it said he was moving to Texas. And then that was that. Yeah, he never said a word. But then that day, he told us we could each speak to him behind this. It was in his kitchen. So I went behind this partition, and it was all on donations. There was like a little altar there. It had a conch shell, the Om symbol, and something else. And guess what happened? Of all the people, he gave me the Om symbol.
Oh,
for some
wow.
reason. And he
Did
said,
you
go ahead.
did you ever see him?
Yeah, the last day.
Oh, no,
This is,
we saw him. No, he would be behind us in the kitchen, and then he would come out into this big room, and he'd sit there and he'd say the whole class exactly the same every single solitary time for 10 years. But he never spoke to us. He never like said, "How are you? It's cold out," or "How are you today?" Hairdo or what, anything. And then when he was leaving, he motioned we could each come back one at a time to speak to him. And everybody was like all calm and everything, but I was crying because he was going to be gone and we'd never see him again. So then he said, "Everything you need is already inside you," which is the only said thing he ever spoke to me, but I used that for the rest, until now. And then he gave me the Om symbol. It was on the altar, a little metal thing. I should go get it and show it to you, but anyway.
that's
That was
fantastic. It's a great story.
Narendra.
Amazing. Thank you,
Yes.
Autumn. That's a great story.
That's great.
It's up there with the big pie. Tatiana.
Well, my first experience was with the book my friend gave it to me, and I try, and I didn't know where to start, and it was very funny, and I gave up. And then after more years later, I looking for some exercise on YouTube, and I found your classes, and I began, and then I stopped for a while, and then I come back because it was very good for me, for my body and my mind, and your talk, teaching talks, actually was helpful for me. And then that's it. I'm here.
Yeah. And Tatiana, your son gifted you the membership, right?
Yes, for my birthday.
Isn't that sweet?
nice.
Yes.
Yeah. And Tatiana is also stepping into the role as protector mandala for our morning classes, for the morning courses now. So I'm super proud of you. We're meeting about that tomorrow. Yeah, it's a big role, and I know she's going to be able to fill those shoes. So I'm really proud of you. Yeah, she's very dedicated to the somatic meditation. So yeah, really proud of you, Tatiana.
Thank you.
Okay, Donna.
Okay, well, I'm really quite new to yoga. I have done it over many years. So I did it first, I think, when I lived in Holland in the 60s and the 70s. And then I had quite a strange teacher with a ponytail that used to make us stick out our tongues and roll our eyes back. I'm not sure what kind of yoga that is.
Lion's pose. I love that pose.
We first started laughing, so it wasn't really a very good thing. But we actually had to face outwards, so we couldn't see one another. Anyway, that was my first experience, and we came back to South Africa. And sometime, perhaps in the 80s, I did yoga, but left it and started doing other kinds of exercise, and basically left yoga completely. And then started really struggling with my back. And my daughter's a yogi, and she lives in London. So she gave me your name and your contact. Sorry, I burst into tears when I talked. Anyway, so I started with you, and I've been following some of your free things up till now and just doing it by myself. And then recently I've started with a yoga teacher in Somerset West, one of the suburbs near to me. She does Iyengar yoga.
Yeah, nice.
So I do Iyengar with her once a week for 2 hours, and then I do it by myself, either following your online things, or I also online with somebody in the UK called Yoga Berry, Christine Yoga Berry. I don't know if you come across her. So I sometimes follow some of the exercise, because I've basically got scoliosis, and I really struggle with that.
Yeah.
I've also now found out that I've got what's it called, myofascia a pain syndrome in my back from a bad fall I had 10 years ago. So that's how I've come on to you. And so I'm super excited about this whole month and what it's going to be.
Yeah. So good you got the Iyengar teacher once a week for the alignment, and I bet that really helps with the scoliosis too.
The main problem is the myofascial pain syndrome. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping we're going to work through that this month.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to be showing you guys the new classes and stuff. I really,
Perfect.
yeah, there's so much there. Yeah, I hope it helps. You're going to have to let me know how it helps. I'll tell you where you can post about that too. Yeah, it looks like you're in a lot of pain in your upper back.
I'm hockey in the chair. I can just sit forward, so I've got to sort of sit with cushions.
Yeah. Okay.
I've been out the whole day sitting, and so that's why it's a bit bad.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's worse?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Kill it there off, and then it gets a bit bad.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks.
Okay, so you sit however you need to. Relax. You can even lie down if you need to for a while.
I wish I could. I'll be out of vision. I think I sit so we could all see me.
Okay. Denise.
Yeah, my name is Denise Berry. I'm from New York. I'm in Arizona right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So my first yoga experience was with my daughter doing, I think it's called Hatha. It's the heat.
Oh, yeah. It has a few different names. So you did hot yoga?
Yeah, that I didn't like that at all.
I'm with you on that. I can't stand that style either.
And I just went to the room.
No way.
And my daughter was so disgusted with me. She's like, "Mom, you're so dramatic." And then I tried that another couple times thinking I would get used to it. And then over the years, I've tried, other yogas. And then I don't know what happened. My back just got super bad, like super painful, where I couldn't even move. And my husband kind of forced me to go to the class with him. And I realized how much I needed it. We just went to this community center.
Yeah.
And we couldn't go there. It was just not a good time. And so that's when I found you. And what I like about your classes is the slow stretching.
Mm-hmm.
I love the stretches. But yesterday I took your class. I think it was your very first class that you did a video for. And it wasn't really slow, and I hurt myself. So I know that I absolutely need your help with what to do.
Okay. Have you found the back classes on here? I'm a lot slower nowadays.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
noticed that. I've been practicing a bunch of them. But yesterday I just...
Yeah, I would stay. So you know that. So stay away from the beginner classes. But I've been slower for quite a few years now. So yeah. Well, let's talk about that today, okay? And look at what classes are good for you. And I'm thinking probably the yin and the restorative, and and I think the myofascial release classes that we've just put out too are going to be good, even though there's a fair amount of movement in them. The movements in the joints, which I think would be good for the back too. Yeah, so we'll look at those too. Okay, Deborah, last but not least.
Ooh. I started yoga, I can't remember how long ago, and I hated it profoundly. I found it slow, boring, frustrating. I didn't understand what it was going to bring to me. And I quit and quit and quit. Several teachers, as I said to you when I wrote to you and signed up, but that's for us to share here and now. Slowness is even now still a challenge for me. I was very sick when I first started doing yoga. I was into alternative medicine. I was nursing myself back to health through physical and emotional challenges that had left me in intensive care several times. From the age of 3 weeks old right through until I was 30, I've been in and out of hospital for various things. have a long journey. It's very boring. But it took along the way. I cannot remember. I think probably I grew up in Switzerland, and one of the wonderful things they do is something that you do too here is I open the door, try this, come visit. And I tried this come visit thing, hated it, tried this come visit thing, hated it, tried this come visit thing, and thought, it's a little bit interesting. It was a doorway for me, and eventually I found one teacher that got me, that would allow me to fidget and wreak havoc in the back of the room while everybody else was doing headstands quietly. And this went on for a while. But I would come out of these classes and know that something was good, and then just listening to you talking, that is literally a 10-15 year story. I moved to a very small village in the middle of nowhere in Switzerland. But in comparison, actually, it's quite large to where I live now. 1,000 people lived there. The very first Swiss yoga teacher, she started in 1943, lived in this village, and I met her. And I said, I want to come on. Well, I want to come to your classes because I've been doing yoga for a couple of years. She said, but who have you been doing yoga with? Switzerland is very juk, juk, juk. I thought, what do you mean? And she threw out this challenge to me, and I thought, I have to sit still in a class. She won't let me. She won't let me come to her class if I don't sit still. But she did let me come to class, and she did let me continue to fidget because I still couldn't sit still for 5 minutes when I first met her. And I was 35 years old, and I was still quite sick. And I started there. And about 3-4 years later, I said to my son, who was about 15 at the time, I said, yeah, this woman's amazing. Just come and meet her. And for 3 years, the two of us did yoga together. And it was, I was so happy to discover something and to share it with my son. And that was just like, okay, here was the road opening up in front of me. So that's about 20 years ago.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm learning. I want to learn and loving. Yeah, wonderful. Done classes here, but about 18 months ago, by some miraculous chance, I found a broadcast by Melissa. And although I've had some super teachers since my teacher in Switzerland, I was just stopped in my tracks by Melissa's teachings and her sharings. And I thought that there is a heaven, there is a blessing person guiding me, because that's, wow, want to be here, want to learn with you guys. So yeah, that's it.
Thanks, Deborah. Okay, so let's move along to the tour while you're here. Yeah. And I really love taking the time to get to know each other because it is why it is what makes it a community. Mm-hmm. Taking the time to get to know each other, and it does help me to be able to make content that is tailor-made for you guys too. When I get to know you better, because then when I'm making my content, I'm thinking about you guys, right? So it helps me the more you guys share about yourselves, for me to be able to, make videos, do research that is going to be more valuable for you. So it is important for you to talk to me too, because otherwise it just kind of, it's like a little void that I'm teaching to. Right?
Yeah.
So thank you for taking the time to share your stories. And okay, so Autumn gets the prize for funniest story today.
Definitely.
That is pretty good. That one's going to stick with me, and I'll be sharing that story. That one tickled me today. But you all touched me with your stories today. There's something special about the way we first come to yoga, whether it's a positive or negative, or there's always something kind of charged about that first yoga experience, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's go back to the membership community. So you know how to introduce yourself now. So the main reason what I hear when people come into the community and when they respond to me and they say, we want to be, when I ask you questions and we send out that first welcome email, the number one thing that I hear back from people, the reason why they're here is to commit to a daily practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even if they're doing that, they want to deepen that daily commitment too. So if you're already doing it, people will say they want to deepen it. So that's why at the top here, we have this daily yoga section. So I want to draw your attention to that daily yoga section. And the most important thing in the daily yoga section here is the daily yoga connection. This is really the hub of our community. Have all of you been in this section?
Yes.
Okay, so
No, not yet.
Okay, so not everybody. Every week we release a daily yoga connection, and it goes with the theme of our month. So every month we also have a theme. This month our theme is Fascia February. So Donna, you joined at the perfect time because all the content is going to be tailor-made for you this month.
Okay.
So the daily yoga connection, what happens is each month we have in the community, we have a team of about 20 people that support me in running the community. We have carriers of the teachings, and Nicole is one of them. We have guardians of the community. And this week, Nicole carries the teachings out into the community and tells you about our theme for the month for this week. And then what she does is she handpicks the classes for you for each day of the week. And what we do is we recognize that weekdays tend to be busier. So we choose short classes for you for the weekdays. And then we choose longer classes for you for the weekends. And these are all, generally there will only be one Yoga with Melissa class on there so that you get to know because also the Yoga with Melissa classes are longer, but we want you to get to know the membership content. And so this is a great way if you're like, oh, I don't know the membership content very well. The membership content is curated for you here. It's put in here for you for the days of the week. You don't have to do them in order. You can choose which ones you want, but you're going to really get to know the content. And then also you're going to get to know the members as well, because you can reply. So I'll show you how to do that too, because this morning I actually did the hands and wrists class, so I can say I went ahead and did let's see. Oh, I did the shoulders one too, so that's Tuesday. So I'll say shoulders Tuesdays. I'll say I did Tuesdays and Fridays class this morning. So I'm going to show you how you can be part of the community. So you can see people are already responding because they've been doing the classes. So I'm going to reply to this topic. I'm just going to press reply. I'm going to say hello. And also Nikki is the person that put out the post this week, and she goes by Nicole Nitzband, and I believe Carrie is the guardian of the community this week. Carrie. So Carrie will respond to your post this week, and it says that in the post. I just know that because I've already read that. But if you read the post, you would know that too. So I'm going to say thank you, Nikki. She goes by Nikki for this week's DYC. I did the hand and wrist class this morning and the shoulder class. I love these classes. Feels kind of funny saying this because they're my classes, but because I spend a lot of time on my computer, and this helps to loosen things up a lot. I tend to be really tight in my neck and shoulders, and I am hoping that repeating these classes over time will help me. Namaste. Okay, and when I tag these people, they're going to get a notification, and I'll show you how that happens too. But I'm just going to set that reply. So I've tagged Nicole and Carrie, and that will mean that they'll probably respond to me now. But when I tag them, what happens up here, see this little bell? They're going to get notified. So Nicole will get a notification, Carrie will get a notification. So if somebody tags you, you're going to get a notification up here. So you can see if you click on that, you'll see if somebody's liked a post that you reacted to a post in some way or liked a post. So let me show you how you can do that too while we're here. So for example, this DYC, I'm just loving this DYC. Thank you, Nicole. So at the bottom, I gotta move you guys over a bit here. The bottom, I can either like this post. Sometimes it's, sometimes the posts are sad, right? Or I could be confused, or it could be really funny, or I can say thank you. I'm going to actually say thank you to Nicole for doing this because I really appreciate that. So thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, right? Barbara, just go out there and spread your love around all those posts.
I will.
Yeah.
Now that I know how to do it.
Yeah, because
that's great.
Sometimes you don't need to respond to a post. Sometimes it's just simple to just like a post. Like, let's see. So let's go and look at an example here. So Linda's talking about thank you to Fascia February. Gotta move you guys over again. Exploring stiffness in my body in the mornings, particularly now that it's winter, with a brand new series on self-myofascial release. It's exciting. Did the ear massage and felt a big difference in my neck and shoulders. Also stretching the psoas felt good. Going to practice a hip class. Felt such a difference in the reclined twist, lunge pose. Love the connection with wholeness you made. Isn't it wonderful doing short practice that the mind and spirits affected? And some busy days, was not able to do my daily yoga, but I always can manage a small short practice. Let the flow into my whole being and take the experience with me all day. Yoga is good for everything. Thank you, Carrie, for guiding us this week. So I can like this post and maybe say I want to respond to this as well.
Right.
And I want Linda to know that I'm responding to this post. And I also want everybody to know that it's Linda that I'm responding to. So if you click on quote, then you'll see that it's Linda's post above it.
Okay.
So that's easier. Otherwise, it's kind of confusing who you're responding to.
Right.
Then you say, dear @Linda. And we have a bunch of Lindas in our membership community. Wait till you get to Donna's. It's even more. Donna, Donna's the most popular name in our community. DONNA. Linda.
Right.
Okay. I agree. I can always find a few minutes a day for yoga.
This is just so helpful.
Yay, Barbara.
Oh my God, I am blown away.
And then you just submit reply. And that's that. So there you are in the Daily Yoga Connection. You learned where the Daily Yoga Connection is, what it is, how to reply to the Daily Yoga Connection if you're just posting for yourself, how to like a post, and how to reply to a post.
Perfect.
We learned a lot in there.
Yes, we did. I did.
Any questions about the Daily Yoga Connection?
I don't think so.
No, it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great section, especially if you're like, I'm not sure what to practice and I'm spending a lot of time trying to find a video. Go to the Daily Yoga Connection. That's going to just solve that problem for you. So I'm going to go back to the dashboard, back to Daily Yoga, because there's just a couple of other things that I want to show you there. Another thing that if you're having difficulty finding time for practice, I just want to show you this course, because it's a course that I put together where we do a time cleanse, where you really, it's a 4-week course where it gets you in the habit of practicing. We don't even practice at the beginning. At first, we do a time cleanse. We look at self-worth. Then we introduce 10-minute practices. Then we introduce 15-minute practices. So it really gets you going gradually. And this is nice if you fall off the yoga wagon too, to get back in.
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
Where do you find that one?
It's right now. It is. Sorry, if you go to the dashboard, we've got it in the Daily Yoga section.
Okay.
And scroll down. It's called Finding Time.
Okay.
And that kind of brings up another thing. Here's the help button. If you ever need help finding anything, just click on help. You can either go to tech support or ask Melissa.
Okay.
And just click on Ask Melissa. So for something like that, actually for finding things in the membership community, just start a new topic, and you can put, so say because you might not remember where that is, right? Finding Time course, Finding Tim course.
Very Freudian, very Freudian.
Hilarious.
Right.
You can talk to him about that later.
I love that.
Where was that course again? And just submit the topic, and then I would tell you where it is. I would probably just give you a link.
Yeah. Good.
Okay. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to show you in the Daily Yoga section is on my mat today. So say you've done your own practice, you've chosen a video, and this was a question I got. What if I've done a video and I just wanted, it was a very sweet question from Sean, he's very sweet. He said, I just want to say thank you to you for the practice. Or maybe I just want to ask you a question about the practice, or say a few words about my practice.
Yes.
Yeah. Where do I do that? Where do I put that in the membership community? Okay, so you go to On My Mat today. That's the section where we talk about what's been happening on our mat. See, it's a very popular section. There's almost 10,000 posts there.
Wow.
So you click on My Mat today. And then the way this membership community works is the most recent post is on the last page. Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit confusing, just the way it is with this one. So click on the last page and you can read about people's practices. This is another great way to find out what to practice, because you can see what other people are doing, especially people that are very active and know the membership community well. And you'll see that other people in here are posting about their practice and also getting ideas from each other about what to practice too. So that's kind of nice. So you can come in here, you can see what other people are practicing. You can do that same thing that we were talking about before. So, so let's see, Allison, she's posting about, she did the guided 10 points practice.
Which I love.
You like that one?
I love it.
Haven't done that yet.
for 20 minutes
Wonderful.
after doing some foam rolling. She loves this practice more and more. Her body showed her all sorts of things, tension beginning in her upper back and moving to many parts of her body. At one point, it appeared at the front of her left ankle, flowed to her right ankle. I had a sense of, how did that happen? I also felt a sensation in my pelvic floor. Not sure if it was tension opening that I'm not used to. My body led through sensations, intense energy. Also could have been some earth descent. One takeaway for me, the idea of not needing to define or label what's happening, just experiencing it.
Yeah, beautiful.
I'm going to give her a like for that, and I'll come back and respond to it later. But I could come here and reply to this topic and write about my practice today here as well. And just submit the reply. So it's a really great place to write about your practice. It's a nice place to come and be involved in the community, write about your practice. Okay. So the way we did that today was we clicked on the last page and we came to the bottom and pressed reply. I believe, yeah, you can also come to the top and press reply to this topic as well.
I've never been to that part.
Yeah, it's a nice part. I would say next
Really?
to the Daily Yoga Connection, it's the next most popular area for people to talk about their yoga practice.
That's great.
Yeah.
You'll find a lot of your friends that you know there, Barbara.
Okay.
Like Michelle is there. You'll see her there.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah, she's a dear heart.
Her and Maria.
Yeah, Maria's a dear heart too.
Sweet people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you know them too, Autumn, from the courses. We're going to talk about the courses in a bit too. It's a great way to get to know people better. Okay, the other thing that I want to show you in that daily yoga section, which haven't been as popular as I thought they would be, but are the yoga plans. And maybe it's because they're down a little bit, but if you click here on yoga plans, there are quick. I know, this is what I mean about the hidden passageways, things that you didn't even know existed.
Exactly.
There are quick relief plans, and these are nice. So Donna, these might be nice for you, like the neck pain and the shoulder pain. Yeah. And Denise, the low back pain.
For me too.
Yep. Anxiety. And the thing that's nice about these, so let's go into the neck pain one, for example, is that they are all, this is like Linda said, you know, you only have a few minutes. They're all short. They're all under 10 minutes. So each video is only super short.
Now, would you like to do some yoga? Come to the yoga class. This is the yoga dog.
So those are nice. And that's in the daily section to the plan. Just another way to more curated by short videos, short times. Okay. The other thing that I hear from people a lot is I feel like I'm missing out. I feel like I can't keep up with it all. I don't know what's happening in the membership community. So the cure for that, to know what's happening, and so that you know what's, so that you keep up what's happening. Every week I send out a My Membership Minute on Thursday. Most weeks I'm pretty good about it. Sometimes I get overwhelmed, but this is here under daily practice, the very first thing. And if you don't, you should be getting it by email unless you unsubscribed from it. So if you've unsubscribed from it, then you're not getting it by email. But if you're not getting it by email, it's here in the community section under daily practice, the first thing. And you can always come to it, and the nice thing about it is I give you direct links to what's happening. There's a video I show you in the video, just like we're doing right now, where things are, so you can watch the video. And then there's also direct links to what's happening.
Perfect.
Yeah, so that's really helpful too. And you don't have to know everything. I usually try to keep them pretty short. I try to keep them to one thing. They usually go to around two or three things, but that's a really good way to stay current. Know what's new and what's most important now. Okay. Okay, live classes, courses. Live classes. So let's go to the main dashboard again. So live classes, you guys are all in a live class now, so that's amazing. And I know some of you have come to live classes and really enjoyed the benefit of them. We have a live yin class the third Sunday of every month. And this is a nice way for us to practice together. It's the best, it's the closest thing we can have to going to practice in person together. The live yin class we tend to do about a class that's a little more than an hour. Sometimes it's an hour and a half, hour 15. So nice long yin class. And then we have time to talk together about the class afterwards. So that's a really...
Do we have to make a reservation for that?
Pardon, Autumn?
Do we have to make a reservation for that?
And
This
is drop-in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anybody can come to these.
Okay.
Which is really nice. And the other thing is that I really want you to know is that we have recordings of all the past ones. So if you are a yin fan, which I know many of you are,
Yes.
take advantage of these recordings. Let me move you guys, because look at all of them. There's way more than 10 yin classes that you might not have even known about. And they go really in depth with the yin. Oh, what happened to my light? The light's still good, you can still see me. So that's a really nice resource. Now, the second question is, the other way you can join in live classes is with courses. And we have, okay. There's,
What? There we go. No.
If you're brand new to yoga, this is an 8-week beginner course for yoga. It's super comprehensive. And you can work your way through this. It's got over 40 beginner yoga classes that you can do. So there's a brand new member. She's working her way through this right now, and it's pretty amazing. It'll probably take more than 8 weeks because they're all long classes, but they're really lined up to be able to learn yoga very systematically.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. But the thing that I really wanted to show you here is the courses that you have to register for, because I think Autumn asked about the live, do you have to register for? So we run courses that you do have to apply for.
No.
And register for. So these are the all levels courses and also the advanced ones, but I'm showing the all levels one because that's the next one. And these we run 4 weeks on, 2 weeks off. The next one coming up is this one. It's spiritual embodiment in a disembodied space. It's all about online communication. And there are 4 spots left in each class. Barbara, Autumn's going to be the next one. I think maybe Barbara's not because she's moving. So a question that came up about this course is, what if I'm working during the class? Or, what if I can't attend at the time? Because they're at this time that we're having this call, 9:30 a.m. Pacific and 4 p.m. Pacific. So if you can't attend, you can still apply. They run, so this one, for example, is February 18th, 25th, March 4th, and March 11th. So they're on Mondays at 9:30 a.m. and 4 p.m. Pacific. As long as you agree to listen to the recording, which is out on the Tuesday, prior to the next Monday. right? As long as you need to do all the work for the class and listen to the recording prior to the next class. So as long as you're willing to do the work
No. Okay.
within the 4-week period, then go ahead and apply, and you can do the recordings within that 4-week period. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think some people haven't applied because the time doesn't work for them, but you can still be in the class. And so this is the question that Barbara had. Because it's a closed group, so they're limited to 12 people so that we can keep the space small and intimate for learning. And yeah, they tend to get, it's very deep learning that happens here. Autumn, you've been in a class. Maybe you can say something about it. Like, it's pretty deep, right? The learning that we go into.
Yes, I loved it. And then it really happens after the class, too.
Right.
Everything sort of goes deeper after the class when you think about it and in your mind and all that sort of thing.
Integrate it. Yeah.
It's pretty personal too, so that's why we've got these closed groups for them, so that people can be in small groups, and you're only sharing within your small groups. That's why we've set them up this way. So I'll show you what we use for that in our community is something called clubs, and it's nice because it's private, so it's not open to the whole community. Not everybody's seeing your sharings.
Right.
But I guess the little drawback is that it can be a little bit confusing, right, Barbara?
Right.
Yeah. It's a little harder to find your way around. So I'm going to show, should you be in a course at a future date, how to find your way around the course. Because we've run a few courses now. And if you've been in a course, you see, because I run them all, I have all the clubs in here, but you'll only see the clubs that you've been involved in. So
if I go to this club directory, I will just find the Maitri.
Yeah, you'd only see the Maitri one.
Okay.
The one that you're in.
Okay.
Yeah. But I see all of them because I'm in all of them.
Yeah, sure.
Right. So when you come here, Barbara, you were in the 4 p.m. Maitri one, right?
Right. And that's all I ever see.
Yeah. But
okay.
If you take another, go ahead, Autumn.
Can other people see that, like watch the recordings, or they just can't come?
Nobody can see anything unless they're in the course.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Yeah.
So if I wanted to really spill my guts on,
then as long as you're comfortable with the other 11 people in the course hearing what you have to say, then yes.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
But after next course, I won't want to do that probably. We'll see.
Maybe, but it's about online communicate. I don't know. I always think, oh, the next course will be easier, and then it's always the same. They always get kind of intense. Okay, so
I thought maybe other people see that. So I didn't realize that. So that's really an even better plus.
Yeah, they're very private. That's why we've done that. Yeah, we've set it up so that it's only, we run 2 simultaneously, but we run them as 2 discrete small groups.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're also, we have people holding space for the groups. Like, that's why we have the protector mandalas, myself, and then we have 1 protector mandala for each group too. So we meet before the courses, and then we meet online after each meeting to discuss how the course is going too. So there's a lot that goes into these courses and holding the space for the courses for you guys. Okay, so let's look at how using the 4 p.m. Maitri course. When you click on that, this is what you see. And then you're like, where is everything? All you see is kind of a page of threads, right? And where are the recordings? And when you click on that, Barbara, do you see everybody? Or is that just me because I'm
No, I see everybody who
Yeah.
was in the class.
So you see everybody who's in the class too.
Right, and I see
And you see all the threads.
all the threads, and but it's only week 4.
Right. And then you're like, where are all the recordings? And I can't find anything. But look on this is the trick. And it took me a while to figure this out too. So
Okay.
see on the right-hand side here, this,
Yes.
and it says home and members and topics.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
This is the link you really need to know, topics.
Okay.
So click on the bottom one.
Okay.
And then what you'll see is my description for the course.
Right.
Then you scroll down. And then you see all the direct links for the whole course.
Okay.
So there's your week 4 recording.
All right.
There's your week 3, your week 4,
Okay.
your introduction, your
Okay.
week 3 recording, your week 2, your week 2 recording, your week 1, your week 1
Oh,
recording.
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. They are in one place.
They are in one place. It's just a little
Yeah.
tricky.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate that very much.
No, it's really
Me
tricky.
too.
I'm glad we've got that in a recording now so everybody knows. Yeah, that's the little trick.
Okay.
Okay.
And if any of you take a course now, and if we go back to that, let's go back.
Always be down in the right-hand corner. Wow.
Yeah,
Perfect.
there's so much here. I know it's confusing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we go back to the all levels course. And you guys can take a look at this course. There's the description.
Yeah.
If you want to apply, click there. There's the application. And let me show you how to apply. So let's say you want to apply for this course, because the way I'm taking applications is by direct message in the membership community. So there's the requirements there. There's the prerequisite. Then the way you do it is you copy and paste this. So you grab this. And we're going to copy it. And you're going to go up here because you guys know you can send direct messages to each other in the membership community here. You can send me a direct message too. Well, you can. So, I don't know if I can send myself one. I might send you one, Autumn, as an example. So go
Okay.
here.
Goody.
And you compose new, and you would type in Melissa. Oh, I can send myself one. So you'd send it to me, and you'd say online communication application.
Okay.
And then you would paste that application, and then you would put all this, you would fill it all out.
Okay.
I don't actually really need your email. You would say, I want to attend 4:00 p.m. Or you would say maybe the recordings. And then you would answer all these questions. And then you would send it to me. And then I would consider you for the course. And then you go here. Oh, I should have a message now.
Yeah.
Maybe it takes a minute. I don't know. Anyway, in here,
There you
there
go.
it is. Yeah.
There you go.
You would normally get like a notification like that too. But then you can get messages. See, I use this a lot. And people see, Autumn and I have had a conversation in here.
That is great.
Yep. So you guys can send me, if you want to ask a question, you can direct message me in here. And it is nice too. If you go to the main dashboard, you can use that help section to ask questions there too. Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, so that's courses, which is that, let me tell you, that is a major, huge value added bonus in this community, because when I look at the costs of online courses, and they're huge.
Right. Look at, what is that? Dharma Ocean?
Oh yeah, they're
Boy,
expensive.
they're pricey.
Yeah, exactly. So take advantage of those.
Oh, I love you. I love your Dharma teachings that you do through your classes.
Thank you.
And they follow. I mean, I live them.
Good.
I try to. I try.
Good. Yeah, they're great. Okay, let's see. The other thing that I just wanted to give you a look through, the other thing that people are really interested in when they come in is the video library. So mostly people want to know about the videos. So let's just show you a few things about when you scroll in here. There are a lot of videos. So just make sure you really look through this whole section. A section that I really want to show you is yoga styles. So if you go in here, there are tons of styles that are taught in here. So just make sure you really scroll through, because there's a lot. And the section that I want to highlight this month, because it's Fascia February, is the connective tissue. I think I'm probably going to rename this fascia.
Good. That would be good.
I think so. A little less confusing.
Yeah.
Here we've got it organized by videos that are just the foam roller, just the slow-mo ball, just the squash ball, or multiple props. Then we have sections, and this needs to be organized a little bit better, but we really just tried to get all of this out here for you for February. An FAQ section about myofascial release. Here's a 6-week plan if you're generally healthy, to start introducing these practices. But if you have cancer, MS, Parkinson's, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, lupus, diabetes, any kind of scoliosis. So Donna, this would be a great way for you to introduce these props, okay? Because if you start going in hard on these myofascial release classes with the squash ball and the foam roller, you're going to take yourself into a healing crisis. So definitely starting this way rather than going gung-ho on these practices. Otherwise, you're going to be in more pain, which is not what we want. And if you also watch through these videos too, particularly videos on the water intake, the healing crisis, and Epsom salt baths or foot baths to flush your toxins. Particularly if you have like what Donna's dealing with, an injury that you're treating with these practices. And these videos, particularly, I would say these last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they're going to answer those questions so that you don't get yourself into trouble where you make yourself worse before you get better. We don't want that to happen. So those FAQs are really useful for that way.
Melissa, would that apply to disc problems in the lumbar region?
Well, but Barbara, you've been doing these practices for a while now, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah. It's more for people that are just starting out. And sometimes if you just go right in and you do them and you're like, this is going to be the best thing since sliced bread. And then all of a sudden you're in this like major healing crisis and it's worse. And you're like, what happened? Right? Like I'm even finding with the joint classes that I've just filmed, I have to go easy on them because I can kind of stir some things up.
Right.
Yeah.
Particularly for me in the upper, the neck and anything with neck, I have to go like super easy just because I've had whiplash so many times in my life in the past.
And I can't believe you had an actual frozen shoulder. That's what really made me fall in love with you, even more than anything else, because people use that term so lightly, but it was really an adhesive capsulitis, a real one. And I thought, oh, look, she has frozen shoulder, just like me. I had 2 of them.
On both sides?
Yes, not at the same time.
Yeah,
How
it
do you
often goes
get
from
that?
one to the other. It's so common for women.
It just
Yeah.
happens.
It's really common for women with as we age, in like the perimenopause years and menopause years. It's just the drying out of the joints. And
Wow.
yeah, it's pretty. You talk to a lot of women about it.
So painful if you move it a certain way.
Yeah,
So does it just come on suddenly?
Mine did.
mine did
Yeah.
in a way too, and it was so painful. Then I just stopped moving it,
Mm-hmm.
and then it
Right.
stopped moving.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
the first one I did everything. I did chiropractic, acupuncture, acupressure, physical therapy, herbs, flower essences. I did everything. And then the second one, I said, well, never mind. And I just went with it.
Me too.
Because you can't do anything.
Yeah, nothing worked. And the therapies are so invasive too. Like I went when I said forget it, it was, I remember I was at, because we have such great healthcare here. It was at the hospital, and we went to the hospital, and they had put all these needles in my shoulder. Like this doctor, I got this referral and at a pain
Oh, I
clinic.
had that too.
Yeah. And I came out of it, and I remember standing in the stairwell at the parking lot there, and I just burst into tears, and I said to Tim, no more, I'm not doing anything else for this thing. That's it. And he's like, okay, that's fine. We don't have to do anything else for it. It was like so traumatic. Yeah. So yeah, the best thing you can do for it is to leave it alone. But I think once it's like,
You wouldn't think so, being in yoga all these years, but that was the best thing. I mean, when I was in physical therapy, he actually had me tied my arm back in a, ooh.
but I will say
That's-
now that it's like past, and I don't have like I don't have that external rotation, I think that it is a good idea to now try to get that range of motion back again.
Right.
Yeah. And so now I'm looking at, I've got this great, I got this yoga therapy routine that I am going to film for you guys for frozen shoulder.
Good.
Yeah.
I had a friend that went through this, a very dear friend that wasn't into yoga or into herbs or anything, just completely not into any road of inquiry that I've been into now for like 20 or 30 years. And at some point she got to the point, Melissa, where she said, I just can't do with this anymore. So I need to look at something else, which is often sometimes a point to open up something. And so we talked about it, and I asked her if it was a transition period too. Do you think that something as dramatic as frozen shoulder, particularly for women, is a point where I just can't anymore? Do you think there's and to go into and to say, okay, I need to be more gentle with myself. I need to say I just can't, and then step off the springboard from that. Do you think that's something that can help that particular symptom, for example?
Yeah, honestly, looking back at it, at that point in my life, it really wasn't like that for me. It wasn't.
No, okay.
It wasn't a period of time in my life like that for me. So that was it was so strange.
Physical thing. Okay.
It was. I remember I was filming the shoulder shorts at that time, and like the one thing that kind of freaks me out about it that was really interesting was that I remember, because doing all the research for the shoulder shorts, I heard about frozen shoulder, and my mom had it, and I thought, that's so interesting. I just can't imagine having that, and almost
no!
yeah, almost really directly after that, I pretty much got it.
Oh,
But
wow.
and I
Oh,
couldn't
wow.
think, yeah. But yeah, for me, it wasn't really like I couldn't really kind of pin it with
Was something was going on for you?
no, it wasn't really like that for me. No, not in
Okay.
the way that other things have been.
All right.
Yeah,
It's that hormone thing.
I think it was like that too. It was more part of the whole perimenopause thing for me. Yeah.
Mhm.
I didn't know that connection. I hadn't heard that connection before.
Yeah. Okay, let's
You
go
know
back.
what? Say Frozen Shoulder friends on Facebook, because those people understood. There's a group on there, Frozen
Oh.
Shoulder Friends. And
Okay.
that, I got those.
That would be helpful to be connected with people who knew what it was like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, let's go to I want to show the myofascial release classes just quickly, the ones that I've just filmed for you guys. These are 8 classes that combine joint movements for your body with the squash ball and the foam roller. Now, if you don't have those tools, you can do the first parts of these videos. So you can do just the first parts until we get to the I'm sorry,
That was a good one.
I'm listening to myself in the headphones and I can't talk and listen to myself at the same time. It's way too confusing for me. Anyway, until we get to either the squash ball or the foam roller.
I tried that. It's a good. I love that one.
Yeah, it's nice. So
I tried the first one. It's great. I loved it.
good. I'm glad you guys are enjoying these. So what I would say is for those of you who have low back issues, the feet, knee, hip ones, spine ones, great. So Denise, these are your friends, the first 4. And then for those of you who have shoulder and neck issues, Donna.
Mine's really my neck. Although I hang on to my neck, it's actually my mid back.
Your okay, still.
I fell down a flight of stairs and landed in the middle of my back, and that's what
Okay.
started.
Fine.
Okay, so still spine,
Yeah.
still the last 4, hands and wrists, elbows, shoulders,
You
neck.
have to start at number 1, or can you start at number 4?
No, start in the middle.
I'm going to start with number 4.
Yeah.
Although I will say the foot one, because the plantar fascia, your entire body is mapped out on the bottom of your foot. There's always been
Powerful.
doing that, right?
I think you posted it last week or sometime. That foot one, sort of when you were promoting your course.
Mm,
And so I've started doing that one. It's just amazing.
yeah. Yeah,
I
feet.
also have,
Go
I
ahead.
have peripheral neuropathy, which is like makes your feet go all numb. And that seemed to help that quite a bit as
Oh,
well.
I bet. Yeah, because when you stimulate the plantar fascia, you're going to start to wake up those neural pathways to your brain again. Yeah,
So I'm doing that every day already now.
fabulous.
Mm.
Yeah, amazing. So, which brings me to another question that came up actually, which would be, if we come here, about the 30-day challenges, like what are they? How do they relate? So basically with the 30-day challenges, I kind of introduced the theme for the month. And what I put on for the 30-day challenge for this month, oh shoot, I didn't pin it. Okay, it's going to be down at the bottom.
Good. You're not perfect. Thank heavens.
Oh God, no. Far from it. Just ask my husband and daughter. Anyway, I'll pin it. It'll be at the top later.
That's why you have fans, because you're human.
Oh, yeah, good.
No, but really.
So for this month, what I do in the 30-day challenge is I usually introduce the theme for the month, and then I'll give you something to do or think about for the month. Sometimes I'll do something every day, not usual, because those are hard just to maintain for the whole month. Usually I'll just give you one thing. So
Thank you.
Yeah, this month we're focusing, the thing that I suggested that you do is the foot every night before you go to bed, the foot routine. And once you've done it a couple of times, you'll memorize it and you can do it. Now you can either do that or give yourself a foot massage before you go to bed. So if you don't have the soft squash ball, you can just give yourself a foot massage. And this is fabulous. Like, Denise, you've got low back issues. I mean, you can't beat this, because then you go to bed and your body does the healing.
Yeah.
So just taking those few minutes before you go to bed, you'll be surprised how it sets up the healing to happen in the night, right? The first half of your night, the first 4 hours of your sleep is physical repair. Second 4 hours of your night is your emotional repair. So you're setting your body up for that repair, which is really nice. And then I just gave a little extra challenge to see if you guys can get through all 8 of those videos this month. So that's really what those the 30-day challenge is about.
Okay.
Just gonna see. I know I'm going over my amount of time I thought I wanted to do. I'm making sure I got to the other questions.
Can I add something with what you just said?
Yeah.
We talked about the foot massage thing, and I did. I'm actually a reflexologist amongst other things, but that doesn't matter. Because I'm in this thing about taking care of myself, I ordered myself just some really nice hand cream, body cream. I ordered myself some karité beurre, cocoa butter, some sort of cocoa butter. Slammed it next to the bed because I got it in a little tub. It smells really good. And I go to bed, and there's a little ritual that I'm trying to set in. And with you talking about this, I rub the cream into my feet. I haven't thought about this physical and emotional thing. I just rub the cream into my feet before I go to sleep, because I know I won't fall over because I won't be walking with it. But it's doing my feet good, and it's like a little foot massage. And I took that fascia thing that you did, and so I really sort of massage it into my feet and then go to bed with it. And I've just been doing it for 2-3 days now, and it's just beautiful. It's a lovely gift to myself, and it's really easy. And it cost me like €2 to buy a lovely pot of cream and put it by the bed, and to integrate what you said about massage.
Amazing. It's like in Ayurveda, it's one of the things that they recommend, especially for the Vata types who have trouble sleeping.
Right.
Yeah, if you can do a foot massage before you go to bed, it'll help you sleep too, because we're too much in our head, right? So if we get right down to our feet, as far away from our head as we can, massage our feet, then you'll have a much easier time sleeping too.
Yeah, maybe that's why it feels so good for me. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to show you Denise poses for your classes for your back.
Okay.
So if you come to the video section again, I just clicked on the video library at the top. And if you just scroll down, now is it your low back, I think?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It started out with my low back, and that's pretty bad. It got better when I was being regular with this. Now it is, for some reason, all the way up into my neck. So yesterday, my back will seize up, like in the middle to the, it feels like it's starting in the middle, but then it just goes into it just seizes up.
Okay. So see here where it says, so it sounds like the upper back is bothering you more right now.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Okay, so both. So here you've got the back yoga.
Mm-hmm.
So these are great. Any of these. The back yoga, when I say back yoga, I tend to think lower back more, just so you know.
Oh, there's the yoga for herniated discs. That's the one I do.
Yeah, it's a fabulous class. The herniated disc and SI joint, sciatica, those are all really therapeutically focused classes.
Very good.
And Denise, if you feel like they're going too fast too for you, just press pause. Remember, you can always press pause.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
the beauty of video.
Is it better to do these classes in order?
These ones, no, you don't need to.
No.
No. And then for your upper back, just go to the shoulders ones here.
That makes sense.
Then you've got all the shoulder shorts, which are nice and short. And then the foam roller ones. And all those new ones we just released too, they're going to be great to get into your joints. And like I said, the first 4 lower body, second 4 upper body.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, that's why you got to keep clicking through. There's so many videos.
Gosh, yes. Holy smoke. Okay.
And then yin. So we're going to go to the yoga styles. Yin yoga is fabulous for back, particularly low back. So there's the yin videos. These tend to be, now when I do yin here, there's some for your, there's some. When I teach yin in the membership community, I tend to teach more TCM focused and kind of more spiritually focused. In the Yoga with Melissa classes, I tend to teach more therapeutically focused. The reason for that is that in the YouTube world, people tend to search for back pain, shoulder pain, that kind of thing. And that's how you find me. That's probably how most people found me. And once you're here, then
then you're in real.
Then I've got you. Hook, line, and sinker.
That's right.
I love that.
I'll tell you, you've got me with this tour. It is
Yes.
absolutely unbelievable what I've missed.
Yeah, right? All the secret passageways and hidden.
Yeah, there's masses in here. I hadn't realized. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And it kind of breaks my heart a little because you guys all keep doing the Yoga with Melissa classes, which are good. But there's so much more, right?
Right. So much more.
Yeah.
And then somebody had a question. Sean had a question about he wanted to do strength classes and under styles again. This is a fun class. You guys know I started as a fitness instructor, right?
Right.
So there's this strength series. This I made a while back. This one actually uses weights. Now, ladies, those of us that are not getting any younger.
I am, so I don't have that problem.
You're going backwards, are you, Deborah?
Yeah, I am. Yeah,
well, for the rest of us that are going the other way. These classes use weights. See? They have weights in them. I don't know how I did this. I look at them now. I don't know how I did these classes.
I gave all mine away.
Oh, well, get soup cans out of the cupboard then.
You
A
what?
good one. Good one.
No
Yes.
excuses.
And a pale blue outfit.
Yeah, look at these pink, look at these outfits.
Oh, look at you. Excuse me. Yeah.
I know, right? Come on. Let's see some action here. Oh, all resting. See, it's not that hard. There you go.
Yeah, you were doing that last week. Oh, no, you weren't doing that last week. Okay, you weren't doing that last week either.
Can't do that one at all. No balance.
You could hold on to a chair.
That's the only way.
Interesting.
Yeah, and they're all like, I'm really proud of this series because a lot of them combine upper and lower body too. So you can be.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, so even though it's like chest, triceps, biceps, shoulders, like your legs, if you do this as a whole week course, your legs are going to be hurting by the end of the week. So it's nice.
Kids might like that.
Yeah.
The physical challenge or not?
It's quite physically challenging. Actually, speaking of, so let me show you another series in here that, since we've been talking about menopause a lot today, John's going to watch this video back and be like, I'm not sure this membership's for me again. Okay, under healing,
I haven't looked at that yet either.
Oh, I know.
Right.
I'm in this
No.
section. It's amazing. Arthritis. There's all these arthritis, headaches.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh.
look, so, okay. This series, I'm super proud of. Okay, no matter where you are in your cycle of life, women, ladies, menstrual. Look, ovulation. So if you're like in the most energetic part of your cycle, this is amazing. If you're menstruating, there you go. This one's nice for PMS. That acupressure class for your liver, and this one is nice too if you have PMS. The hamstring for your hamstring class. So that's a nice little one to know about. Also, this menopause series, ladies. No matter where you are, if you're not there yet, the perimenopause class, amazing. You need to know what's coming. There's tinctures in here. There's teas.
Oh, lovely.
The menopause class. There's if you're past it, there's the postmenopause class. And then
I'm not past it, but I'll read that one.
And then there's also an osteoporosis class because we need to be concerned about our bone density too.
Yeah.
So that's a great class series. And then also if you're pregnant, we've got some, this series was great. I taught a lot of prenatal well, not obviously, but I did when I had Trinity, I taught a lot of prenatal workshops and classes and stuff. So all the knowledge I gained at that time is in these videos. And what's really cool about these videos is there's one for labor preparation. This basically like takes you through yoga for if you're going into labor, and then there's a whole prenatal yoga video. It's pretty cool. So that's kind of a neat section. Let's go back to the healing section because that's kind of cool too. This is another question I get asked a lot. You guys, if you have to go, just go. I'm going on a lot. If you're sick, this series is because you guys, I find that the energy has shifted a lot. Like mostly now when people are sick, they just rest, which is great. You should do that. But you got a little cold or something and you're coming out of it, but you don't know what yoga to do. This is a series for what yoga to do when you're sick, which is nice to know.
I have a question there. Yeah. Living in France, what happens when people get sick? Okay, they get a cold. If it shifts to bronchitis, okay, that could be like that's not fun, but it's a big thing. And then we talk about much bigger things. The consumption of traditional medicine here is really, really strong. In our own group of friends and in the village, which is one of the reasons I contacted you in the very beginning, because you were kind enough to answer to me. The whole village got a stomach virus, and we worked with it using yoga and using herbs to help regenerate, or to just not even regenerate, but to go through that. What am I trying to say? On the bigger things, like on the real big things, when there is traditional medicine involved, like which there often is heavily here, with anything from a nasty bronchitis right through to cancer. In reflexology and stuff, we are told don't stimulate the immune system, don't do anything. I have never looked at this. I don't know anything from a yoga point of view.
So I'm not an expert on yoga and cancer, although it is an area I'd like to research and learn more about. But what I do know is that we recommend the restorative.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I can show you.
All right, thank you. I can look into that then. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, I will.
What the other section I just want to show you about here, because it's a little hidden and they're just gems of classes, is yoga for bereavement and loss. Losing a loved one is not uncommon, or even if you're just going through a loss of some kind, this is a gem of a little series. Just little classes, gentle yoga, that you can, or losing an animal companion.
Wow,
Somebody,
yeah.
somebody on the site recently lost an animal companion, and that's a nice series to have. Also, this forgiveness series is just beautiful too, and it's not just forgiving somebody else; it's forgiving yourself too. So nice series to have too.
I think it's accepting a transition that things move around and people, even before, like a dog or a friend dies, that I think that's actually connects with my previous question, and how to make ourselves not strong, but how to go with that. So I think that could be really useful for me to look at right now.
Yeah, they're wonderful.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
I'm trying to figure out how to stop the share now. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. Wow, that was an hour and a half.
Wow, a tour. And like you said, a real tour. You said you were going to do a tour.
I see the glazed looks on your eyes. Do you have any questions that I haven't covered? I don't mean to. Pardon?
For me, this is all quite confusing. I'm of the age where we still had those sort of dialing telephones. You know?
Yeah, right. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for being.
No, I'm going to manage this. Yeah, in Africa, we're definitely a bit behind.
Well, you know where the help button is, right? And you know how to ask questions. So just ask.
I said, mustn't go away. Just stay there.
Yeah. And you know how to ask him questions. So you just ask as many questions
No,
you
I'm
need.
just joking.
You don't need to worry. You don't need to worry about bothering us. You're not bothering us, and you'll probably find other people will answer before us. Even there's lots of people to help.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll be watching this many times.
Okay, yeah, and this is recorded too, so you're right. You can go back and listen.
I will.
Now, is there anything that I didn't cover that you were like, oh, I really wanted to know about that?
Not for me. After those finding those recordings was a big thing for me.
Yeah, that is a tricky thing.
Yeah, but now I know how to do it, so I can follow you on 10 points anytime I need it.
Perfect. Deborah?
I'm going to adopt Barbara. I think she's absolutely amazing. I'm not used to so much English. Can you just tell me, somatic is linked to sleep, and you look at the somatic. You've used it a couple of times. Could you just tell me what you mean?
Yeah, okay, that's a good question. Let me share the screen again. So we practice somatic meditation here in our community. So let me show you the dashboard here. Now, if you're interested in that.
I don't actually know what it means. I might well be, but
body.
I don't understand the word.
So,
to do with sleep, yes?
No.
It's
embodied meditation. So if you go to the courses section here, and I thought it was off the main page too, but it's not. But in the community side, I'll make sure we add it to the main page. You can go to Intro to Somatic Meditation, and you can learn all about it. I've done just like this. I've done Intro to Somatic Meditation, overview of the different kinds we do in our community, and then so Barbara talked about 10 points today. In the overview, we do 10 points. There's earth descent, yin breathing, 12-fold, and 3-part breathing. Those are kind of the main ones we do in this community.
Okay.
So that's wonderful.
Place to start.
Is it, Barbara? Yeah.
It's wonderful. It's the best meditation thing I've ever done, and I've tried so many kinds.
Thank you,
with
Barbara.
With this you'll love it because you're not thinking. You're not thinking. You're feeling.
That's where I need to go.
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, and you get to do them lying down.
Okay.
Which is nice too. Yeah, so start there.
All right. You did say that, and I didn't pick up on it. And now with a voice of a lovely woman, that will be something I do this evening. Thank you. That's brought tears. Thank you very much.
It's helpful. I think it's always helpful to hear other people recommend it besides just me, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Any other
Okay.
questions?
I'm doing that.
I don't think so, not for me.
Okay, so you guys know how to ask me and you can send me direct message, you know how to click that help button and ask me anything. So I really want to thank you all for coming today and for taking this long time out of your schedules. Go have a nice long bath or lie on your mats or something after this, okay? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Lovely. Wishes to you all.